Known podcast. Join Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine, who will show you how to crack the code in getting out there to get known. Each week, she either interviews her media friends, PR colleagues, or she just goes solo, offering you strategies on publicity, publishing, and platform building. So listen up to hear how to get booked on media places and on superstar stages. Now, here's your host, Pam Perry.
Hey there. So I want to pop on really quick. It says sometimes she has guests and sometimes she just goes solo, right? So this is a solo show. Really quick. Are you ready for PR? Now, you see a lot of people in major media, right? They're on Tamron Hall, they're on Today Show, they're on GMA, they are on Roland Martin's show, they are on the Word Network. They're in big places, and you're sitting back thinking like, I could do that. I should be there. And you can, Essence, Ebony, all those type of things, right? The media is always looking for good stories. But I want to give you some tips on if you're ready or not, because I find even with Speakers Magazine, I have Speakers Magazine here, two covers I just happen to have right here. I should probably show the other new cover that we just got, but two covers that we have right here. These ladies are ready. And when I say that they're ready, like, what is it that you really need? So think about it. Your job is to make the media look good. I know you're thinking like, my job is to sell my stuff or to hawk my book or to make sure people know about me so I get new clients. No, the media, they don't care about that. Your job, according to them, is to make them look good, to make their life easier, and to make sure that you have all of your stuff together. So what kind of stuff together, right? What do we need to have together? So I'll just give you an example of something that is very simple to do, but most people don't do it. You have a book. It's on Amazon. The book is on Amazon, and you should have an author page. How do you get an author page? That's one of the things I teach about how to get an author page. Then within your author page on Amazon, right, you have your bio, which is a whole nother class for a whole nother day because these bios are horrendous. They need work. And I'll tell you what goes in the bio in a little bit better. So you have the author page, you have the bio, you have maybe your RSS feed from your blog, from your podcast, and you have your book trailer. All on the author page in Amazon. Why? Because if someone is looking you up, Amazon is a big authority site. They'll see your book, they'll click the blue link, go over to your page, have your bio, see your trailer, read your blog, see your podcast, watch some of your other videos, put up some pictures. It's all inclusive. Okay. You heard of like all inclusive resorts. So you want to be an all inclusive when it comes to your media. They don't want to be searching for nothing. They don't want to cut down no bio. They don't want the bio in first person when it's like, I got to cut and paste it. I want to introduce you. Now I've got to convert your bio from first person to third person. You need to have it all together. So one of my clients, Nicole Roberts Jones, NicoleRobertsJones.com. You need to have your name.com. No hyphens, no letters, just .com. And then if you're going to have numbers, don't do it's just a mess. Just get your name.com. All right, if you can. And if you don't, if you have your company name, forward your name.com. Go to GoDaddy, buy it, your name.com, $10 or whatever, right? Mine is PamPerryPR.com. So you go through Nicole's site, she has a media page. Why? Because when the media's on deadline, she was on CNBC, she had B-roll there, she had her videos there, she had her bio, short, long, first person, she had her story. I'm not even talking about the press release and the pitch yet, right? I'm just talking about, are you ready? Are you ready? Like, what are some of the things that make you ready? And having a good bio is important. In the bio, it goes over basically the who, what, when, where, in the why of you, your mission, your mandate. What is it that you're bringing to that media outlet that they can just like put their teeth into and say, oh, this is juicy. This is good, right? But most of the bios that I'm looking at sounding like obituaries. They were born on such and such a date. They had these many brothers and sisters and blah blah blah. It's fine. It's a starting point. At least you have something. But most people don't know how to write a good bio. They don't know how to write a good bio so that it's interesting and exciting. It shows your personality. It doesn't have to be braggadocious, but it should show some credibility. And so when you don't show any credibility and it's just more or less like just going on and on about what you can, it sounds like an ad, then you know the bio is not right. So I teach in my Ready Set Go Speak program and also in the Branding Accelerator how to write your bio. And then from there, you have a long one, you have a short one, and you have a micro one. The micro one is for author box, meaning like if you write an article, you have an author box there. A medium one so that maybe people can introduce you, and then a longer one so people will understand who you are and what you do, right? Then who you serve. Those are the basics of it, but you want to massage it and make it sound very like you're ready for Good Morning America, Today Show, uh, Harper's Bazaar, those kind, the outlets that you dream of, but you're not ready. And part of it is not knowing and thinking that looking at something on the outside and not really looking under the hood of what other people have going on. And they are putting together their media pages. They have media clips. They have media relationships that they build on. So many times I'm putting together information for Speakers Magazine. So I asked for a basic speaking reel. Don't have one. I asked for it on YouTube. They have it on some other thing. They give it to me in Dropbox and Google Drive. It's like it's an MP4. Why? Put it up on YouTube. Label it right with the right things so that people can find it. It just shows professionalism, someone who's an amateur and someone that's not. So if you're really ready for PR, you want to look like a professional. You don't want to look like I'm an amateur just kind of making it up as I go. And that's what I'm finding that most people are doing. And they think like, oh, this is easy. And so many times, even like I can take press releases and write them in such a short amount of time, or pitch letters. When someone will send me this, or a client will say, what do you think about that? Someone I'm coaching, it's like, okay, you need to change this A, B, and C, and D. Just save them thousands of dollars, right? Or getting them on the right outlets, or just making sure that they are being seen by the right people and as a professional. One of the main things that I always tell people is call yourself the same on every platform. Whether you use your middle initial or you don't, whether you use junior or you don't, whether you use your pronoun, um, doctor, or but make it the same consistently all the time. Example, Dr. Stacy NC Grant, she always uses the NC, right? It stands for NC. Uh, you want to be consistent in the things because it matters for SEO, for search engine optimization. The other thing, if I'm looking, and so I got the speaker reel, I'm trying to get the photos. Let's talk about the photos. Yes, everybody has these beautiful photos. Oh, yeah, we got these great headshots and whatever. Have horizontal and vertical pictures. I'm working with a client right now that has her stuff together. It's easy to picture, right? She's got vertical, she's got horizontal, she's got pictures that have negative white space to the side. I mean, it's the whole package. So you want to be the whole package. You don't want to just only have vertical pictures, because when someone is trying to put it maybe as the top of their article, as like almost like a header, they need a horizontal picture. They don't need a vertical, because now it's not big enough. Okay. Sounds simple, but it's the things like that that irritates the media. It's like if they ask for horizontal, give them horizontal. If they ask for your social media handles, give them all of the ones that match. Don't give them all these different social media handles. We got champagne this and your name is this and whatever. It's like, make them all the same. Look professional. Look professional. The other thing that would really help is if you have a press kit. But if you don't, at least have a press kit, at least have a one sheet. I go through and I tell people what they need on a one sheet. It's more than just the pictures, but you really have to think who that audience is for. And then that explains when you are doing a press release or when you are doing a pitch, what that should include. And that shows whether you're ready. Now, part of having that pitch is watching the news. I had Denise on from the Washington Informer today, and really just looking at her website. It has everything in it. It has the reporters, it has the staff, it has what stories they cover. You can study it and read and look like double dutch. You know when you have to get in, right? So you can know that by knowing how your story fits. Hey there. Hey there. So I guess I was going off on a tangent a little bit too much, huh? So I was going off on a tangent. Uh, uh, just really trying to get people to understand what it is that we are media ready. Right. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. Yeah, it did. And sometimes that happens. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm good. It just technical glitches. What happened? Yeah, lost the feed. So internet is everything. So like I was saying, we want to make sure that when we are positioning, we've got the pitch, we got the press release, we have the bio, we have the photos, all those things are put together. The media kit, the press kit, all those things need to be handy right away, fast, in a quick second, right? Because when they're on deadline, they want it quick. They want B-roll, they want this. They want something like a video. They want it a minute 30. They want 2:30. They want 5. They maybe want a half an hour. But you want to give them all the options to give them less likelihood to say no. So the podcast I did with Denise, really studying her newspaper, the business section, the lifestyle section, the sports, the op-ed, the editorial section. You want to know all the different sections because the more you know about the media, the easier it is. You can make the pitch. The easier it is to make the pitch and the easier it is for them to say yes. And then you have all of your marketing materials put together in such a way where you send it to them and it's very smooth. And that's one of the main things that I'm finding that even with Speakers Magazine, a lot of people don't have the right bios. We're getting the photos not right. And so, Dr. Stacy does things right. Nicole does things right. So you can go to their website or go to speakersmagazine.com and take a look at them about who does things right. And it's not that it's quote unquote like I'm saying one is better than the other, but if you want to get on media, you have to have these assets. You have to have these assets. I help people put together the right assets. And you can't do one thing that's going to fit everything. You may have to have several different ones. Nicole has one particular media kit that is for corporations and another one that is for uh, the church community. So, you got to be smart. You have different things for different people so you can send it to them. But the main thing is looking at what are your goals. If you want to get in the media, study the media. Read some marketing books. Go to conferences where the media attends. One of the things I tell people is subscribe to the Black newspaper in your community. Understand who it is. Have some bylines in other publications. One of the things, there's nothing wrong with social media, but sometimes we can have so much social media that we're just always just like yelling up, I'm so wonderful, I'm so wonderful. Let the media amplify your story. That works better in your marketing than you just really yelling your same story all the time about yourself. I have a program where I have about 30 different outlets. I'm an agency, part of an agency network where we can get people into placements, guaranteed PR placements, part of the agency network that I'm a part of. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Shoot me an email at staff@pamperrypr.com. But you can get into the Influencer Daily. You can get into the Artist Times, the Music Observer, Texas Daily, ATI Wire. I mean, there's just a lot of them. So depending on what it is your messaging is and who your target is, we can get you guaranteed placement in these news hubs and news websites that are basically have about 1 million viewers a month. And it's editorial. It's not you posting on social media, because there is a difference. There is a time and place for everything, but media will never ever go out of style because it's what someone is writing a story about you versus what you're saying about yourself. Okay, because anybody can say anything about themselves, but the media has to tell your story. And so they can only tell a story if and you're giving them good stuff. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you have garbage information, then you're not going to get any stories. But if you have all your stuff together, you have other testimonials, you just give, it's almost like you over deliver of whatever they say. They say want a bio, you give them a bio, a long version, a short version, and a micro version. And it's like, wow, this is really good. Look for a photo, give them vertical, give them horizontal, give them uh, one without a background. So different options to know that you're professional enough to have all the things, like you are a big, big celebrity. You're like you're a big, big celebrity. So you want to operate that before you get to the point. People think that PR will make them a celebrity. You have to act like a celebrity before you can get the big PR, right? Unless you're doing something like really, really crazy. But for the most part, an expert, an entrepreneur, or someone who is really like in the message, what I call like a messenger, they are trying to tell a story out to the media, but they have to understand the media first. That's where PR people like me, we help translate that information about them to the media. But what I try to coach is tell people how they can actually do this themselves. But for the main thing, like I said, the very first thing you can do yourself. You got to have an author's page on Amazon. You can set that up. You have to have a book trailer if you have a book. You have to have the right bio. We help you with bios. And you have to have at least a variation of some type of media. You can't start out with zero, but something to really get going. And media begets media. I always say that the more media you get, the more media you'll be able to get. So that's one of the main things. You want to go on television. You don't start out on Good Morning America. You may start out in your local market. It makes sense. You start out local, regional, national. You don't start out at national. So I teach people how to really find out what's in their local market so they can actually do that. And there's so many OTT platforms as well. OTT platform could be like a Roland Martin show. It's an OTT platform, right? It's not a NBC or CNN, but it's an OTT platform with a lot of people. So knowing your market is really thing. One of the things I'm going to do closer to Good Friday is actually do media lists. I have media lists, thousands of outlets, especially African American outlets. So I'll actually do, but you got to be ready. You just can't like get the media list and say, "Oh, I'm gonna get on all these places." No, no. I listen to the podcast so I can make sure that you're ready. And then when I do the Black Friday sale about the media list that they'll be available, then you will know what to send. And pretty much it's like sales. You're selling yourself, right? So you want to make sure that you are going to get chosen. You'll get a lot of no's, it's okay, but you'll get some yeses. So if I give you a media list and sell you a media list of 1,000 outlets, if you work that list, you're going to get some media hits, but you've got to be ready. So that's the main thing I just want to say. Thank you guys. Thank you, Painting and Sorella, for coming on. Sorry about the glitch, but technology, we still roll with it anyway. We roll with it, rock with it. It's just what it is. And I don't get, and you shouldn't either. When you have situations like that happen with technology, just keep rolling with it. It happens. It's not the end of the world. So just knowing how to stay calm, come back, apologize, and then keep it rolling, because I hope this gave you good information, knowing what you need to be ready. Be ready. All right. And it takes more than, and I didn't even go into the website to make sure that that is correct, that the navigation on that, and that it converts for you. That's a whole nother podcast for another day. So with that, I am Pam Perry and I'm out. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you soon.
You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch in order to be considered in media places or superstar stages. PamPerryPR.com, where you help you shine like a superstar.